Are we recording?
We are now.
Oh, now, okay.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to record just you talking about your phone game, was I?
Why?
Because then I would have to edit you out. I'd have to edit out the part where you talk about your phone game.
Sorry, was that not good enough?
Is that riveting content to you? Do you think
could be.
You put the colour on the colour and then you cash in the colour? All right.
It does something to a certain part of my brain.
Little
Gives
tickle.
it a little tickle, yeah.
Under its chinny chin chin.
Yeah.
How's your lobe doing?
My lobe.
Yeah.
Not well.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Satan pit.
Yeah.
It's the Satan's pit.
Satan's Oxter.
I've replaced a bit by mistake. No, it's fine.
It wasn't a good bit, so it's fine.
It's fine. You said he has coarse arm
He
hair.
would do.
Oh, he would?
Yeah, he would. I mean,
I was about to pull it up and be like, let's check his
I don't
arm
know
hair.
how long this guy has been trapped in this pit, but
A good minute.
I fell into the pit. You fell in the pit.
I'm so confused. Don't know what this is.
It's Parks and Rec.
All right. Need to do a big sniff. Is that a Bob Burnham thing when he's countryman?
No, that's a Chris Pratt thing.
Oh. You love him, right?
No.
You love Chris Pratt. You love him. Every time we see a new little TV spot for Guardians
it's Chris
or
Pratt.
Mario, your eyes go up and you go, oh my God!
The new Guardians thing made me cry, actually.
The new scene, the rocket one?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I was crying.
And do you know why?
Why?
I don't care.
I didn't mean to, but it was just
to.
there when I opened Instagram and I was like, all right, okay, I guess we're watching this.
Yeah.
And then I was absolutely in tears by the end of it. And I turned to Luke and I was like, can't wait to see this little raccoon die.
Yeah, it's true. He's definitely not going to survive. Anyway, the Satan pit, the Satan pit, the Satan pit, the Satan pit, the Satan pit.
The pit and sit.
The pit and sit? The
Get the intro-
The shitting pit. No.
Hey, get the intro up then.
Oh, yeah, it's you. I forgot about that completely.
It's me when I got a download and I
Well, just whilst I
poo
find
in
it.
the outside.
Oh, God, I hate that for you.
I know Luke was telling me all about festival toilets the other day, and he was like, "Oh yeah, so then you get the shit and pit, the shit and piss pit," and I was like, "Cool," and he was like, "That's why I thought you were Shiwi," and I was
There
like,
you
"Oh,
go.
thanks."
You can read from there.
Welcome to Doctor Who Rewind, an unofficial and unprofessional rewatch podcast where I, Tyrese, and my friend Katie say hello, Katie.
Hello, Katie.
Watch and discuss episodes of Doctor Who, starting with a revival in 2005. Once we complete that, we'll backtrack to the 60s and talk about classic Who in between seasons. We'll discuss extended media, things like books, games, Big Finish audio adventures.
I'm really annoyed that me saying hello, Katie, like sort of tickled, I guess, because you were like, ha, in the middle of it. And sometimes there are things that I'm like, this joke is obvious, and then I say it, and you laugh, and I'm like, why are you laughing?
Do you ever do that? You ever hear a joke sometimes and then you get annoyed that someone said it because you're like, that's so obvious, it's not even funny. And then everyone else is dying about it and you're like, that's not a funny joke, that's so obvious.
But I just wish I was the one that had said it because...
Oh no, sometimes I don't wish I had said it, but like sometimes people will be like, send me a meme and I'm like, this isn't funny. I could have done better than this.
So Matt Jones wrote this again.
Yeah.
Imagine if it wasn't. Imagine if it's like some different dude was like, I'm doing part 2. And James Strong, did I just spell it wrong? I'm gonna... What did I write last week? Yeah, James Strong. I just missed out the G when I wrote it this week.
Yeah.
So, quick, if you know, just as a quick thing, this episode, Vents, Big Hole, Devil, roll credits.
Yeah. That's Doctor Who Rewind.
Yeah, it just this episode just goes straight in. You have your like your previously
Yeah.
on your intro, and then it's just like bam, back in the action.
Is the voice on the doors the same as the Platform 1 voice? The same as the Sun Filter Descending voice? Because it sounded really similar to me.
Maybe should I check that now?
Go for it. But I thought it sounded similar.
I don't know if there is a voice cast for the machine.
Like, I assume it's you know, like just an effect that they have. So realistically, probably. But I just figured I would ask you in case you know.
No, I have no idea, and it's not listed here.
Okay.
Oh well.
Okay.
So I just want to start because the way that this opens is with Jefferson just like going shooting.
Yeah.
And he stood next to a woman that we have never seen before.
Oh, she just gets ooded.
Yeah. Who did?
Yeah.
Who did it? Ood did.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just
you know
not
what I was
funny.
saying earlier about like
It's just not
jokes
funny.
that aren't funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that one of them?
Yeah, and I know because I make them all the
Shit.
time.
That's true. Yeah, Jefferson starts shooting. I hate the shooting shots in this. Do you know when it does like that weird, like the weird shaky cam sort of thing, and everything goes blurry and it like zooms into his face? I didn't like that. I think that the Ood are scary actually. When I saw them marching down the corridor on their own with their red eyes, I was like, oh, scary,
there's
actually.
a few things that the Ood did in this episode that made me go, oh, no, actually.
Yeah, because the first one I'm like, yes, they kill a dude at the end, But I'm like, these aren't too threatening. No, in this one, I'm like, scary.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't want it, actually. What do you think about Rose getting censored almost immediately?
Yeah, what is that when she's like stupid?
And then when the doctor is like, I'm back, and she tries to...
Yeah, also, I love that his timing is like perfect as well on that.
Yeah, you could have said, you stupid, and then you get the feedback, and the doctor's like, whoa!
What do you think she called him? A stupid what?
Like, I want it to be something harsh, but I also want it to be something subtle. I just want to be, you stupid bitch. And he's just like, whoa, where's that come from? Rose is in this episode. She has more of a role in this one than last time. She's a leader,
she
right?
does. You know what I was saying last week about how this feels like it would be terrifying. I'm like, she's terrified this whole time. Rose really goes through the shitter this week.
She's like channeling what she thinks. I feel like she is doing what she thinks the doctor would do in her position, and she is just praying that it works.
Yeah.
She's like, what would the doctor do? Okay, just starts demanding people about, gives them the right jobs that like they would be assigned normally as per their roles on the space station, and then is like, okay, hope, cross everything. This
is feels like a very serious Rose actually in peril moment. I feel like
the
this is the most
stakes in this whole episode are real.
Yeah, they are, right. I've like got a note about it later on. I think at a point where the stakes really do escalate, but It feels like out of all of the adventures they have been on, this is the one where she is in the most danger.
Yeah.
Arguably, I think.
She does. In this episode, she has a lot of, like, not only is she in danger, but...
It's not just danger, it's peril.
Yeah, it's like she does the denial thing of in her mind, she is still like, the doctor will save me, but she also kind of knows that that's not an option.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like, waiting, or at least, she's like, I think the doctor will save me, but waiting around is not an option. I need to be active. I need to do something. I need to,
But it's like...
I still need to keep moving.
So, like, they get there. Obviously, in the last episode, they get there. The TARDIS goes, so it's like, okay, you have no way home now. And then it's like, you are separated from the doctor. Then it's like, oh, the doctor can't get back. And then it's like, oh, now we have to just evacuate and go somewhere else.
She's put through the ringer. Everyone is in this. I think everyone on this crew are just like fighting for their life. Like literally, sometimes you get episodes like this where it's like, oh, they're all fighting for their lives, and it doesn't feel like they are actually fighting for their lives. In this case, I'm like, yeah, people die.
Yeah, I think this is why it's so easy to enjoy this cast of like crew members more so than a lot of other casts of crew members, because I'm like, everyone has their own defined thing that they do that they all feel like characters themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then each of those characters like reacts in a situationally appropriate way at every point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, and the thing is as well, I feel like you get one of those, like, when you watch a horror movie and someone's going to die and you're like, oh my God, you dumb bitch. Like, you are putting, you're not helping yourself. Whereas like these people, it's like, no, you are. You're doing everything that you possibly can, and it's not working. Like,
so it's the tension's great.
You got the sympathy, it's all good.
The tension, I think, isn't even in just those moments. That it's sort of towards the beginning when the doctor comes back on to the comms and Rose, they're talking about the devil, and Rose is like, it's not real. The devil's not real.
Yeah.
Doctor, tell me that is not real.
Yeah.
Tell me that this thing, this big scary force of evil, not a real thing. And the doctor is just like,
whoopsie.
I
don't know, baby.
I hate to tell you this. Tell me there's no noddy.
Tell me
there's no noddy. Donna, there's no noddy. The Ida ignoring Zach, I'm like, yep.
Yeah, do you know what though? When they get to the the big hatch or whatever, the big down bit, and Ida's talking about like, oh well, like, what do you think we should do on this? And I'm like, dude, if I was Ida, I would not react like this.
No, Ida does not give a toss. She is like, we're going down there.
Yeah, straight
down. Direction. Down.
Because the doctor's like, oh no.
Yeah, this is one of the doctor's first, like, I feel at least that it's the doctor's first
doesn't he
sort
say?
of proper monologue, or at least Ten's first proper monologue.
Well, he has two here.
He has two in this episode.
In this episode, yeah.
And they're both about the whole. They're both just about like, because the first one, I'll see if I can find it on the script website.
And he's like, for once in my life, we're gonna
have someone who needs me. No, I'm not gonna. Stevie Wonder bursts out. Pitt, the doctor. I'm breathing out. Oh, I've scrolled way down. Oh my God. I'm like, maybe
what,
it's
the
somewhere.
doctor's monologue?
Yeah.
I have it here.
Oh, do you? Where?
Yeah.
How does it begin? I'm like, maybe this is like way more towards the beginning than I thought.
It is. In a second, but then again, that's so human. Where angels fear to tread. Even now, standing on the edge, it's that feeling you get right at the back of your head, that impulse, that strange little impulse, that mad little voice saying, go on, go on, go on, go over, go on. Maybe it's relying on that. For once in my life, Officer Scott, I'm going to say retreat. Oh, now I know I'm getting old. Rose, we're coming back.
Delivers it better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you want from me?
But I will say, like, that on my screen is like 2 lines.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like a whole chunk for me.
But when he delivers that, and it's that moment where he's going, for once in my life, Officer Scott, I'm going to say it, and there's a big pause.
Yeah.
And he's, like, really trying to make up his mind. He's like, retreat. And when he says retreat, he sounds defeated. He's like, I really want to go down there, but this is so dangerous that it's not even... How they stumble on this adventure is insane to me. They're just, like, in a cupboard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that whole bit, right?
Eaten.
That whole bit where they're like, oh, we could always just turn her in and go away. That aged like a fine milk.
Oh, these poor guys. You know who else isn't fucking around this time?
Looker from Pokemon.
Not in it.
No.
Not here. You just wanted to get one in, didn't you?
I fucking hate you, that's why.
Jefferson immediately like pulls a gun on
Oh,
Toby.
Yeah. He's
He's like, I'm gonna kill you, and Toby's like, why? And
he
he's like,
pulls the
'cause you're
gun on
infected.
Toby, right? And then Rose is like, we won't be doing that, actually.
Oh.
And she's like, well, if you shoot him, you shoot me. And I'm like, to be fair, Rose, he
Jefferson
could.
might. Yeah, Jefferson's the kind of guy that's like, all right.
Like, the thing is, I'm like, you know how, at least from sort of like other human characters and shit, companions have the bubble of safety of the Doctor. And I'm like, he's gone.
Dead. Well, not dead, but he's gone.
Yeah, like he is gone here. It's like
Yeah.
you don't have the leverage of being like, well, I'm with the Doctor now. So you can't shoot me. Like, fucking kill her.
There is a thing that I don't love. I'm not 100% in love with, and that is Toby when he is not the Beast. Performance-wise, when he was like, oh, it was the devil. It was in my head. It was the devil. I was like, I don't believe a word you're saying.
The thing
and
is,
I'm like, I don't know if the Beast is doing that. I don't know whether it's like what was his name? Will Thorpe, the dude who plays him. I'm not sure whether he was trying to purposely be like, oh well, this is the Beast in control this whole episode. It's just choosing when to lie dormant or whatever. But maybe it's that. But the actual when he said that, I was like, that feels very rubbery and plasticky of a delivery.
The bit on the ship, on the rocket at the end, right, when he is still possessed by the Beast and he's like trying not to let everyone know, that's a different performance than this one. So I'm like, I don't know, I feel like the implication is that it's just actually him, and I'm like, I mean, if you played fake scared,
imagine
because the Beast was still in control, then like that's cool, but I don't think it is that enough. So
I forgot for this entire episode about the Beast talking through the screens. That's like a detail that I just forgot going into this.
Yeah, because the Beast doesn't speak.
The screen's bad, by the way.
The screen
is like, so it's like a normal screen, big rectangle.
Yeah.
But it's like 3 screens, like a leaflet that make up the screen. So there's 2 like metal bars down the middle.
Is.
And I'm like,
that's so inconvenient.
I'm like, what's the point?
Unless you are viewing pamphlets, that's useless.
Yeah. Holiday destination. Come to Nameless Planet.
Come to Croptar.
Oh yeah, you remembered.
The bitter pill.
It
was 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, that was Monday, right?
It was 2 days ago, dude.
What you think? I've gone through 2 whole days. You think I'm going to remember things like Crop Tour?
So we build your Lego, don't you? That's why. One track mind.
And you don't?
Yeah, God, I'm so excited.
Is that now you're like, now that we've done like a bit of outlining for assignments, you're like, I get to go home and do
I'm
a
like,
Lego.
have some plot. I'm going to do some Lego.
Yeah. This is our lives. This actually whole thing is Torchwood. The whole space station is Torchwood.
What do you mean?
Zach says.
Oh yeah, the
and I'm like, oh,
right?
this whole thing was actually a Torchwood mission, and we never knew.
Yeah,
this is cool. How do you feel? I just want to talk about this for a second. About RTD's foreshadowing is always verbal.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't tell a long series story. He just tells you about the finale throughout the entire season.
The thing is, I think there is more foreshadowing, at least character-wise, in this episode.
Yes.
Not this episode, sorry, in this season than there is in season 1.
Okay.
However, I think the repetition of Bad Wolf makes more sense in season 1.
Bad Wolf is more on the nose than some of the Torchwood mentions, though.
'Cause I feel like but I feel like that's supposed to be obvious. Whereas the thing with the Torchwood stuff is, I feel like you can miss a lot of it. But I think that the other foreshadowing in Tooth and Claw, in the Cyberman 2-parter,
Yeah.
And even like bits of it in this episode as well, that foreshadowing is done better than the repeated mentions of Torchwood.
Yeah. Look, because I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, you just get a bad wolf mention in every episode of season 1, basically. Almost every episode. With this, you get Torchwood, and then in season 3, you get Saxon, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is he just says the name every now and then to, like,
There's some
rope you in. I feel like Saxon's done a bit more.
There's foreshadowing to that in Torchwood.
For Saxon?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And then I think there's no point in, like, sugarcoating it for season 4. It's just Rose, right? Like, Rose just shows up every now and then. She is the whole thing. It's like, did you get the Rose spot? Where's Wally? Just Rose.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, you don't do, like, actual fully plot foreshadowing. Or at least not all the time. You do some of that with some of it in this episode, actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, I think the big ones are obviously Tooth and Claw.
Yes.
And then the Cyberman 2-parter.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one. I think those are the big ones. And then there's that weird little line at the end of Fear Her, but that I feel like it's foreshadowing but doesn't really count considering it's like the week before.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but I have an issue with just the way that this ends. Not like the way that this actually ends. The episode itself is almost perfect. 49 minutes, by the way. Longer episode. And it's one of those where I'm like, I don't think there's anything I would have cut from this.
No, I don't think so either. Because I had a point, obviously I had to stop this episode like halfway through.
Yeah.
And there was, when I had paused it, it was when the rocket leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, 20 more minutes?
Yeah, right?
And I was like, whoa.
I at one point, I think I paused it and I was like, I think these 2 episodes feel long. But not in a bad way.
No.
Like, they feel long, but in a way where I'm like, this is fun. I enjoy being here.
These 2 episodes feel very, like, movie-esque.
Well, that's my whole thing with the
More
Doctor
so
Who
than
2-parter. I'm like, if you've got 90 minutes, make a movie.
Yeah. This one feels it more so than I think the others this season do.
Yeah, definitely. I think it might... I don't know. I was going to say I think it might be because it just picks up right where it left off, but the others do that. But no, I think what happens is the others do that, but then you get like a bit of a time skip at some point. This one doesn't.
Yeah.
You are with these guys along every step of the way.
Yeah.
Almost to a real-time degree for both episodes, almost to a real-time degree. I mean, you know, you don't need to see the whole elevator journey down to the surface. That's fine. Did you... just because I thought this was funny. Church of the Tin Vagabond.
Yeah.
What? I guess it's just like a robot religion or something, I assume.
Yeah, that's my thing with like a lot of these fake religions, right? Like these space religions. I'm like, please tell me more about this, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed.
I like the way that this episode approaches religion.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's done really well.
Yeah.
When he's like, oh, you know, there's a bunch of villainous, evil entities in all of the religions. Which one are you? And he is like, I am all of them.
Yeah.
Fear me, bitch.
I really like...
Imagine fear me, bitch.
I really like this episode because I think to a certain point this doesn't feel like an episode of Doctor Who.
No, it just feels like a film, right?
Yeah.
It just
and I'm like,
this whole
do
time.
shit like this more,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is so good.
It's so amazing.
The Doctor...
Well, they did, didn't they? They did a whole Capaldi season of 2-parters.
The Doctor
Near enough 2-parters.
hits a old, you know, older than time, before the universe, before this, and I like that when that happens.
Oh, when he's like, before time, before matter, before light, before he's doing all that, and the Doctor's like, it's impossible, because he loves. I like it when David Tennant says something's impossible, and I'm like, you're staring at it, mate.
Yeah. When was
the
this?
Doctor says that.
Before time. What does that mean? Before time. What does before time mean? Before light and time and space and matter. Before the cataclysm. Before the universe was created.
That's impossible. No life could have existed back then. And the voice being like, is that your religion?
Yeah.
And the Doctor's like, yeah, touche, actually. Yeah, shit. You you got me, beast. Also, the beast.
The beast.
For the beast. But I do like you know, there's a lot of conversation in this about, like, what do you believe in? And I think that the whole point of Doctor Who anyway, I mean, you know, I think Peter Capaldi says in like an interview, he's like, the Doctor, above all else, is kind. He is trying to be nice. And I feel like RTD does get that a lot in his season. I know he didn't write this episode, but he understands that a lot. And David Tennant also gets it. And so when he plays it, it's like, you can bring up all these religions, and the whole end game of it is, that didn't matter too much, actually, as long as you were kind and nice, and he went back to help them and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is actually really nice.
Yeah. And
you don't vilify anyone either. You don't, which is the one thing you don't want to do in religion, because it starts wars. I think, is the thing that
that's the one.
Yeah, we fight over that one the most. Toby.
Mhm.
Virgin.
Virgin.
I didn't know I was that close to the mic when I said it. I didn't.
Yeah, you get all this.
Which
I wrote
means-
it
which-
down.
Which means that Rose fucks. She's also young,
Yeah,
so
she
I was
does.
like, if it cut to her, that would have also made sense to me.
She had,
But I'm like,
a long
but
term
I'm like,
boyfriend.
you were with Mickey, so
Yeah,
Rose
she
fucks.
had a long time boyfriend.
Ida fucks.
Yeah.
Doctor plows. No, everyone fucks what he plows.
Mr Jefferson is a mister as well, so like you would assume that at least on his wedding night he fucks.
Look, constantly present tense. Even on his wedding night, even now,
He's still some say he's still fucking to this day.
yeah. He's,
Yeah, I wrote this whole
Why?
thing down, right?
okay.
So you've got the soldier haunted by the eyes of his wife, Jefferson. The scientist still running from daddy is
Ida.
Ida. The little boy who lied, Danny.
Yeah.
The virgin, Toby. And the lost girl so far away from home, the valiant child who will die in battle so very soon.
I wonder why you gave her a paragraph and not just 2 words.
I know, I'd
It's
be
almost
absolutely...
it's almost like you knew she was a main character, right?
The one that I am not confused, but the one that I'm curious, because I'm kind of curious about all of these.
Oh yeah,
And
right?
that's like my thing. That I'm like,
I
oh,
said last week, I'm like, none of these are unlikable, and I want to know more about each of them. But I also feel like whoever wrote this, Matt Jones, has it in his mind. He knows where these people have come from.
I have my own fun little headcanons about all of them, I guess.
Oh,
But the one
I
that
don't
I'm
think that
like,
deeply.
oh no, I mean, I don't have backstories for them, but I'm
Okay.
like, this probably is what this thing means. The one that I'm like, oh, it's about like the little boy who lied.
I feel like that is probably an employment thing to get to where he is.
Well,
like, that's all I can think
he
of for
kind of
him.
freaks out a little bit more than everyone else, right?
He does, and when he's like, when Rose is like, oh, we need to do this, whatever, to get the ood sorted out. She's like, what do we do? And he's like, I don't know. And she goes, well, you need to find out.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, yeah, maybe he didn't know a thing. That's fine, but maybe that's he lied to get to the position he was in, and now he knows how to do his job. Like you get trained for your job, so it's like fine, anyways. What am I
Look
looking
at that highlighted bit.
Control room. Zach, we've lost pictures. Mr. Jefferson, drilling area. Rose, Doctor, how did it know all of capsule? I did. Did anyone get anal? Control room. Jefferson, Doctor, stop. She's meant to say analysis. That just needs an M dash, but it says anal, right?
Anyone get any anal?
What is it with you and just all of these things?
I'm
What is this font you're using?
Leave it alone.
What is this font?
It's called Hey Comic.
It's not Comic Sans anymore. You've moved.
Yeah, well, I was getting tired of Comic Sans. I needed something else to help me with my assignments. So I
Hey
downloaded
Comic
a
is-
new file. I did this in front of you.
I
I did
didn't-
this the other day.
In here.
No, at uni.
What is
I was like, I need a font. And then I was looking at all the other fonts and I was like, I'm going to write my assignment in the Sonic font. And then I was like, ooh,
I thought
yeah.
that was a bit.
No, that wasn't a bit. That was serious. Not me writing my assignment in the Sonic font because, like,
That wasn't a bit. That was a serious.
yeah.
I remember you seeing the naked people fonts.
Yeah. Don't love it.
Don't you not?
No.
You scrolled through them for a while. For someone
Yeah,
who
because
didn't love it.
there was one that was tits and the S was 2 boobies.
Oh yeah, but in opposite directions.
Yeah.
Like stacked.
Yeah, I like that one. That was
Stacked.
funny.
Oh God, no.
That made me laugh. I have a note here, and I have no idea what I've written it down for because I didn't put the thing.
Okay, cool. Tell it.
Okay, yeah, no, this is it. Actually, I remembered.
Oh, never mind.
So the Beast does the whole prophecy,
Yeah,
this whole thing,
like
and
Rose's
then
death and stuff.
yeah, and then the Doctor's like, no, like, do you know what I see? I see human beings, like, you know.
Woo.
Do you guys? That would not make me feel better.
No.
That would not make me feel better at all. If I was Rose, I'd be like, okay, he still said I'm gonna die though,
That's true.
and like die in battle.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
never
assume
fun.
that was the battle I was currently in as well.
They play it very fast and loose with the whole Rose is dead thing, or Rose is going to die, because it's very rare that a companion fully dies. And she doesn't.
No,
She doesn't die
officially she does.
on paper.
On paper, she's dead.
On paper, she's dead. So that's why when they do the my name's Rose, this is the story of how I died. You watch it and you're like, whoa, what's gonna happen to Rose? And it's like, oh, she's never much
yeah,
fine.
no,
It's
she's
fine,
all right actually.
Yeah, I mean that's in 4 weeks from now for us. Well, 4 weeks podcast wise for us.
Yeah, which I do like because it gets that one bit at the end of season 3, right, with Jack. But we're not talking about that yet.
No.
No.
Used vaping.
So yeah, so they're stuck down here now, right? The Doctor and Ida.
Yeah, those poor guys.
They're stuck down.
Yeah, because they go up and then the
Like the cable snaps.
The cable snaps because the Beast is like, no, I'm not having that. But I do like Rose. Rose is when she's like the Beast is scared of the Doctor. The Doctor is right, and that's why that snapped. The Beast has done this thing.
Yeah,
because the
he was
Doctor
telling
was
the
getting
truth,
ahead.
yeah. There's a part here that have you seen it? The movie Fall.
No, but you've told me about it, right?
Yeah.
Where they're on top of the tower.
Yeah.
I saw a clip from it where a
hate
woman
it.
took her ring off to put it in the thing, and then she plugged her phone in to charge.
I hate that film. But there's a.
And I was like, someone commented like, never seen a movie so tense, and I was like, this looks boring.
The thing is, it was great for the first like 20 minutes, and then they get up the tower, and then I'm like, I don't care about this anymore. I just want it to be over because both of the girls are stupid as fuck. Like, because they have a part in that where they're stuck, right?
Okay. Spoilers for the Fall.
Yeah, spoilers for the Fall. But they have a part in that where they're stuck, and they have a rope with them. But the problem is that like the ladders have snapped to a certain point, and they can't get down to like get onto where where it's like reattached.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much rope they say a length of rope that they have, and I'm like, you don't just bring the amount you need. Well, like here, because they say the cables have snapped and they don't have another 10 miles of cable. And I'm like, you don't? You just planned on this being in one piece the whole time? You never thought you'd have to repair it, ever? You would so secure in your knowledge that this 10 meters of cable would be fine.
It's the future. Nothing breaks in the future. It's one of those things where I just think I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be, it's future cable, right?
I mean, yeah, see, I get that, but then at the same time, my brain is just like, I want to do anything to avoid any kind of like dangerous situation like that. So I would rather be, I would rather be more prepared. Like, if you need 10, bring 20. Just cause,
just in case,
just
surplus never hurts. There's a line in this, I think, like, it's not like metal as hell, but I'm like, that's just such a good line.
Which one?
When the doctor says, you want voices in the dark, then listen to mine. I'm like, whoa, that's such a good line.
This is a banger of Doctor lines, actually, right? Like, there is a lot, because I think the Doctor gets the best dialogue.
Because then Danny's like, he's like, listen to mine, that thing is playing on very basic fears, darkness, childhood nightmares, all that stuff. And Danny says, but that's how the devil works. And the doctor's response is, or a good psychologist. Like,
yeah,
this is just, it's playing off basic, telepathy is fine. We do that all the time on the TARDIS. The doctor's very picky and choosy when he's like, telepathy is fine. And versus in this case where he's like, telepathy is not okay. Yeah. It's not real. Telepathy is just magic, okay?
Well, I think another part of this episode that is very good is that we end cluelessly.
Yeah, we don't know what happens to those guys.
No, what happens to these people. We don't know why the devil knew any of this, the beast or whatever, you know. Yeah. It's still like it ends and there is no closure. And I like that.
Yeah, for those guys, I like, it's one of those cases where I assume if you ask the writer, he'll just be like, whatever you think happened is what happened.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
between me and the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I like the ambiguity as well. That's when I think the stakes jump, when the cable snaps.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then we gotta like get into the vents and shit, but they're not vents
because there's no
air.
There's no doctor to help Rose. The beast is down in the pit. They've got Toby with them, and he's bad news. The Ood are about. There's a lot going on.
You have the doctor stuck down in the pit, right? And then like sort of by default, I guess the next highest authority is Zach. Mm-hmm. As like the stand-in captain or whatever, but even he is trapped
on his own. Yeah,
on his own.
Do a thing.
And he says when they talk about weapons, right? He's like, "I've got a bolt gun and one bolt.
I can take down a grand total of 1 Ood."
Yeah,
great.
I would kill myself immediately
with the bolt.
Yeah.
Punk.
I mean, not immediately, but I mean, like if the Ood broke in, I wouldn't even try.
God, imagine if he did that right as they broke in, because right as they break in is when he resets it. So you get like Zach's shot of just him dying, and then the Ood having like big migraine, and then like they just
and
fall
then that's
over.
done.
There is cause my note here is just like separating the Doctor and Ida from the group is great. Then the Ood start just like scissoring through doors, just like dunk 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 to get to Zach.
Yeah, and then what's it? Then they say something about didn't Rose say something to Danny to do something?
Yeah, and Danny's like,
and he starts doing it. And she's like, "Oh, we don't have this, we don't have that." And then Rose is like, "Oh yeah, list things we don't have. We don't have a big Tesco either."
Yeah, that's I don't know if I like that.
I don't like that.
I'm like, why are you being rude for?
That's my thing. I'm like, it goes away in this episode a bit from the last one.
Of her being
where
like a bit
Rose being like a little bit out of character, and I think it's because she is so obviously terrified this whole time.
I think it's because if there was an outline for this two-parter, the roles shift from like the Doctor being going and doing whatever and being the leader and helping to he is now on the planet's surface. Second part, we put Rose in that position. Yeah. Great, but what do you do with Rose through the first part? We give her the odd joke. Also, do you like how she says Mr Jefferson, sir?
Yeah, I do.
She like comes around. She's like, hey. I'm like, that's fine. I don't mind that. Mr. Jefferson, sir. Also, shout out to Tesco's. Just we love you.
Shout out to Tesco's. The Ood would love a meal deal.
They reel that cable back in quite quickly. It cuts them and they're like, we've not only have we untangled it and salvaged it, we've wrapped it round a mortar.
Yeah.
All the way just to unspool it again.
10 miles of cable, by the way.
10 miles.
10 miles.
10 miles of it.
And the thing is, like, I don't know if this is it, but you know, when you're cranking in a hose pipe or something, when you have to like wheel it back up at the wall, and you go about halfway
Nightmare.
there, and you're like, ugh.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It gets heavy with the...
Ida's just jacked. She's just so buff.
What if she pushed him? She's like, oh, he fell. Boom. Just goes straight down. He falls more than 30 feet, by the way. Toby, when they go into the not vents, peeping Tom.
Yeah, I like that we get like just a little comment on everyone's bum.
Well, just Danny's and Rose's.
Yeah.
I think that it's very good that Toby is the unsettling one. He's like the one that's like we know as an audience. We're like, don't trust that man. But oh god, I think that giving him like, even it's very very small, but giving him like a little sleazy thing where he's like just staring at her ass.
Well,
I'm like, because it's not a big, you have to be in that position. But the fact that he like makes a comment about it, I'm like, give him the thing that.
Fucking...
It's not an unexpected comment. I think it's an obvious and easy joke to write/make.
Yeah.
But like giving him that one thing that makes you go like, come on, dude.
Yeah, because Rose is like, oh, Danny, not your best angle, and then isn't Toby like, oh, could be worse?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. But well, the thing is, he's got that little sleazy thing going for him. Because, virgin.
See, I don't think that he does, which is why I'm like, this is effective. I think that he.
Yeah,
does,
no, I mean that little comment though. There's like a little thing.
Yeah.
But then like in the last one as well, when Zach's like, do the thing, and he's like, that's not my job.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just like another thing that even before the whole like he is possessed by the beasts thing, I'm like, this dude, I don't trust this dude.
This is roughly when we get the Harry Potter line.
Okay, wait, can I ask you a question about this?
Can't you hurry up?
This line, right?
This line.
No, another line.
Okay, before
when
this.
isn't it when they get into the vents and Rose is like, God, it stinks in here, and then a bit later she just goes, Danny, is that you? And he goes, I'm not exactly happy. I'm like, what's the implication? Is he pissed?
No.
He like piss himself a
He's
little bit?
passing gas. He's doing scared.
Oh,
scared little
farts. Oh, okay.
The kind.
You don't need to do it though, do you?
I'm sorry. Oh, and do you know what the worst part is? It's not even funny. It's not even funny.
No, it's not.
I don't even care, and I'm not even happy that I did it.
This whole section in the vents.
I feel like I could crawl faster. I think if years doing soft play as a kid, I could crawl faster
Absolutely
than that.
be through it.
I'd be like, no.
Well, maybe they don't have the wacky warehouse in like the... Was it 42nd century, 52nd century?
Probably
maybe
not.
they don't have it then.
Maybe not. Wacky Warehouse is gone. I'm pretty sure, right?
I remember one time when I was in like year 6.
We can't talk about the Wacky Warehouse on the Doctor Who podcast, right?
As a treat for like doing well or whatever in school, my mum and my dad and all of my sisters, we all went to Wacky Warehouse, and I was too tall to be allowed to go in. So my sisters were in the Wacky Warehouse, and I had to sit at the table with my mum and dad, and my dad was like, I'll get you a J2OK. And I was like, I don't want to fuck J2O, I want to go on the soft play.
Do you think I was ever considered too tall for...
I think you could go in there now.
I could.
I think if we give...
I mean, come on. All the 5'4" Billy Piper of me, I could be in there.
If you do a little shave, then you can just get right in there.
I don't even know if I need to do a little shave, I'll be honest. Just go in, just one little patch of masking tape, just and it'll be gone.
I don't know. I still think you have too much facial hair to be like...
Do I?
10. You got a little bit of moustache.
I don't at all. I hate that.
A little bit of hair.
This is why we're not on camera. Because I'm like, no, not my face. And also, I'd look like shit right now. I'm just dressed like a fucking lazy bastard. Oh, I've just realised something.
What?
It's because I am.
Oh!
Did you think it was an episode thing?
Yeah. And then you're going to be like, tell me some like really deep insight, and it's not.
No. Yeah, then there's another firing shot, which is weird, and then we get rest in peace, Mr. Jefferson.
That makes me really sad.
Yeah.
The whole thing, actually. I'm like, I know that I don't want to see any of the crew members die, but seeing Scooty get sucked out was really sad.
I think that...
This is sad.
I still think that Scooty's death works for me because she's very realistic about it. She is like, go to the door. She doesn't do the horror movie thing of just wait for the glass to crack and like, she has her moment of, and then she has her like, okay, we got to get out of here. I think the thing that makes Mr. Jefferson like really, really human and like just feel a bit more real, is that bit where he's like, I don't really want to die by the ood.
Yeah,
like,
when he's like, if you can't put oxygen in this part, can you speed up its removal?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, that hurts, that. And he's like, I guess I'll have to try. Or his sort of resignation when he's like, sorry, sir, that was a bit slow. And I'm like, oh no. Like, imagine Zach on the other end of the thing being like, fuck. It's one of those things where you're like, you don't want to, like this wartime, like, I don't want to lose any of my men. But
even when they're on the other side, like Rose and Danny, and, you know, they're watching the little sort of, I don't know, the little gate thing.
Yeah, the sort
little,
of hatch.
Yeah, that's going down, and you can just see him just crawling along.
Just miss.
And that's horrible, actually. Like, you know, I always think that in anything, the door coming down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, being cut off by a closing door is...
It's never fun.
Well, I think it works well in Dalek as well.
Yes, yeah.
Like, it's just a thing that I like.
Because that's with Rose, isn't it? In the
Where
Doctor.
she's also a bit slow.
But unfortunately, Adam gets out alive. We're not going to talk about Adam. Then they get to Ood habitation, and the Ood neutralised is my note, apparently.
The thing is, Danny just presses a button.
No, he puts the chip in the PC.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a little special chip.
Oh, I must have looked away for like a second there, because I just saw him hit the button and then the you know, go down at like basic 0 or whatever, and I was like, it's that easy, really?
No, he takes a chip thing and he like downloads some information from one computer at the beginning. Then he meets up with the others, and he's like, I can take out the Ood, but I need to get to Ood habitation, which is why Zach has to get them there.
It's really funny to me that I can remember really like obscure little details,
Yeah,
and then a whole plot thing happens, and I'm just like, whoa, what's this about?
You mentioned the preachers, and I was like, who? And you were like, Age of Steel 107, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, those episodes we watched like the other week.
Well, yeah, but you know, a week, and it's leave me alone. I don't like this bullying.
Okay, well, I apologise to Danny for...
Yeah. So the Doctor being lowered by his little, goes abseiling.
Yeah.
When he's being lowered and there's just like a pitch black background, a little bit of my brain goes, you can go into an editing software and remove the black background and just have a little Doctor loading screen. And it's at multiple angles. There's one where he comes down from a profile and he's just like this little dot in the middle. And every time I see it, I'm like, this looks like a loading screen. You take the audio out and you put this in a Doctor Who game, loading screen. That's all I want from that. I've no other notes on that. I'm just like, yeah, it's just a loading screen. I do have one question. That is, where is the sonic screwdriver?
Yeah, it just goes away. But then he doesn't really need it. It's
no,
because
really
he
stops
right?
the thing coming down with a button on his spacesuit, and I was like, oh, that's a Sonic job. Why didn't you do that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was in his regular clothes.
Yeah, he always brings a change, doesn't he?
Yeah. There was no pockets in the spacesuit.
I absolutely love. I don't know if there is a Jefferson. Okay, don't you go first, Mr. Tyler, so it'll be further down. The conversation the Doctor has with Ida as she is getting lowered, or as he is getting lowered. Sorry, Ood habitation, chasm. The Doctor is still descending. The Doctor. It just goes into like the Doctor being like, you get representation of horned beasts right across the universe in myths and legends of a million worlds. Earth, Draconia, Velconsidine, Deimos, the Khalid god of war. It's the same image over and over again. Maybe that idea came from somewhere, bleeding through the thought at the back of every sentient mind, emanating from here. Ida asks, and the Doctor's like, could be.
Yeah.
This whole conversation. Until they run out of cable. Even though it's not a long conversation.
But it's just a nice little one.
Yeah, but like when Ida asks, but if this is the original, does that make it real? Does that make it the actual devil, though? And the Doctor's like, if that's what you want to believe.
I think that part of this that is very good is that we are very used to at this point, like a situation coming up and the Doctor being like, here's the science. But this one, it's like, I don't fucking know, dude.
I like it when they do this, when they bring up a faith thing and it's like it goes against science. Or when he messes with like something that is more godlike.
Yeah.
And there is like a magic or something. And, you get this in fantasy books sometimes where it's like, what is magic if not just science that you don't understand?
Yeah.
So, it works fine. But this where the Doctor is like, it has to... Belief, I guess.
Yeah.
I do believe in fairies. I do.
Maybe
I don't know why I said that.
If, he really wanted to do something about it, then he would have pulled Rose into it and said that he would never have used her unless he had a purpose for it.
What?
Sorry.
Is that an ace thing?
Yeah.
You're doing an ace right now?
Yeah, I am, because I'm never going to get over the end of that episode, man.
I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was that Power of the Doctor?
An emotional cripple. No, it wasn't. It was Curse of Fenric.
Okay. I don't know. I've forgotten Power of the Doctor mostly. People do not like
Power of the Doctor.
the way that even in Power of the Doctor treated Ace. People are still like, that's not, you've done it wrong. She's apologising to you. Why?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, so there's a whole...
you emotionally abused the fuck out of this child, sir.
And she is just like, are we good? 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 And the Doctor's like,
Where is?
we're Ace. And everyone's like, why is she begging him?
I
This is
could
not...
fix her.
Katie, we're not getting into this right now.
I could fix her,
God,
though.
imagine if, like, one day we upload a video to the Rewind channel and it's like, I can fix Ace. And you just look at the runtime, it's like an hour and 7 minutes, and it's just you looking a bit mental on the
That's
thumbnail.
hilarious
Like,
that you
me.
think it would only be an hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be like the JXE 5 hours of Doctor
Yeah,
Who.
exactly.
That's a really good... I know it's 5
it's my
hours.
magnum
it's
opus.
really
I
good.
still haven't seen it.
It's like, it's a good criticism.
Yeah.
It's-
I have it to watch at some point.
I had to... I watched it in bits. I didn't watch it all in one go.
I watched all of Quentin Review's iCarly retrospective in one go.
Is this what you do?
Yeah.
I'm happy
That
for
whole
you.
thing was like an insane amount of hours, and there's still another part I haven't seen yet, and I'm like, ooh.
God, I feel like if I was to rewatch iCarly, I'd be like, this isn't okay for a lot of the things. Like, not like in a problematic way, just in a, like a, why is this happening kind of way.
I feel like knowing what I know now about Jeanette McCurdy, it would just make me sad.
Oh, yeah. I wish you didn't mention that. There is a little bit of Doomsday / Rose theme when he's getting lowered.
Yeah, there is.
It's a bit sad. But that's because he has the chord stops and then he has to unclip.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to, he chooses to. Do you know what, like, rips my heart out?
What?
When Ida says, I don't want to die on my own.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
I mean, it's a very
Ida.
realistic, horrible.
Ida?
I barely know her.
We had to, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
But right as I'm like, oh, I don't want to die on my own. It's so sad. I'm like, yeah. And the Doctor,
Is that where he just stops responding to her?
no, the Doctor says, I know, and
'Cause
then he undoes it.
There's one point where they just stop. Like, he just stops responding to her, right? And or like, not that he stops, but that for whatever reason their conversation is like over.
Yeah. So the cable stops and
Because then
she
they
tries
have
to
that
pull him
bit,
back up, and he reverses the thing
Yeah.
with the suit.
because they have that bit where they just talk about their own religions, right? When he asks her if like she's
That's the next bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens. He starts to undo some of the clips. Because the Doctor's whole logic is if I go up there, then we just sit there and out of air, we die anyway. So
yeah.
for the sake of science,
but
I'm
then
going down.
there is that very kind of sad conversation with Ida and Rose as well.
Which one?
Where Rose says something about the Doctor, like, when she's like, "Oh, are you there?" or whatever, and Ida's like, "He's gone."
Oh yeah, later on, yeah.
Yeah, and Rose is like, "What you mean?"
And she's like, he fell.
He fell in the pit. Yeah.
Push, little push.
'Kay, and then she's like, "He said your name."
Yeah, which is not exactly what he said, but okay. Well, what do you think about that, by the way?
What?
Tell Rose. She knows.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm like, I'm so conflicted. I'm like, 'cause one, like, objectively to me, that is a good line.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's good, right? And it's emotional, it punches. But I'm like, I don't want you to get together, though, so I don't
The thing is,
care.
I
don't
mean,
want it.
because he doesn't say anything, my mind sort of fills in the blanks because as a non-Doctor companion romance person,
Mm-hmm.
I just assume that it wasn't going to be like, "I love you" or something,
Well,
because I couldn't have the Doctor saying "I love you" to a companion.
has that happened?
No, but the doomsday of it all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. And then it happens again, right?
Yeah.
In Journey's End. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't hate the line because I just choose to believe that the Doctor was gonna say like, "Oh, it was a pleasure
Yeah.
traveling with you" or something.
Do you know what confuses me a lot?
What?
Rose's response to the Doctor dying. I didn't expect her to lash out, but she says, "Are you there, Doctor?" And Ida responds, "He's gone." Rose says, "What do you mean he's gone?" And Ida, explains how he fell.
Yeah.
Ida says, "I couldn't stop him. He said your name." A bit of me really expected Rose to go, "You should have tried harder." Just like a little bit of attitude, a little bit of like mourning, a little bit of
Do you think?
working this out. Like, I don't know, because sometimes she does have an attitude. And she has it like the bit that she has it earlier feels needless, and I'm like, if you say something shitty and it's emotionally charged, you don't get a pass. But I understand it. It doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you a bad person. Like, people say things that they don't mean all the time when they're emotional. That's fine. But her her being like, you could have tried a bit harder, or like something like that. I don't know. I just sort of expected from it. Maybe it's the Jackie of it all, because Jackie definitely would have.
Oh my god, Jackie would have so much to say.
Jackie would have filled Ida's ears with words. Her helmet would have been so
Jackie
full of
had
alphabetic
jumped down
spaghetti.
that pit herself.
Yeah.
Imagine that confrontation at the end, but instead of the Doctor and the Beast, it's the Jackie and the Beast.
Jackie's down there, and she like shakes the Doctor, and he's like, "Oh, I can breathe," and she's like, "You upset my daughter."
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, palm. Do you know what's weird after this?
What?
Is that we cut to Zach, and Zach goes, "We've got to abandon the base. I'm declaring this mission unsafe now. Just now.
Yeah, right.
Just now. Just now it's unsafe."
You just figured, you know what? Actually, this has crossed the line.
3 people, possibly 4, are dead.
Yeah,
And you're like,
all the
okay.
Ood have been like,
Zapping.
they're all corrupted now.
Yeah,
right?
they've been
Your
freeballing people.
Your entire crew is split apart. One of them is possessed. These people who, I mean, I suppose they're not in the base's care, but like,
Yeah.
they're also in immediate danger now. And also, you are on a planet, on a pit, where the devil is.
The devil is there. He's just
the
there.
actual devil
The real
is
one.
just chilling right beneath you, and you're like, nah.
Not the Las Vegas tiny devil. Real devil. Real
That's
big
like
devil.
that's like if you like rented a house, right? If you like got an apartment,
With the devil in
and-
the basement.
yeah,
Okay.
there's like a serial killer underneath you, and then you see them dragging the bodies of dead people like out, and then you're like, oh, I don't think it's safe here.
Oh no.
And I'm like, dude,
Guys, I heard chainsaws and screaming. I'll move out next month.
yeah, right? Like, come on, man, come on.
There was I've forgotten what I was gonna say.
Leads you to believe how much did they scout this area beforehand? You know?
I mean, they're just scanning. They'd just be scanning, right? That's all they're doing. But yeah, he says this mission is just unsafe now, and I don't get it. Your crew, your poor crew are all gone.
Do you think that there's like some quota? There's like a quota of amount of dead people that you're allowed to have?
4, and we're about there. So
Yeah.
I think.
And
it's
when it
now.
hits that, you're like, oh, oopsie
Unsafe,
daisy.
yeah.
Because there is 4 of them, like
Yeah.
Rose included, but like there is 3 crew members on this ship at the end.
Rose cries again.
Yeah.
We love a good Rose cry.
Like I say, she just goes through it.
I
This
feel like
whole
this-
episode.
This cry, just as like a testament to Billie Piper's acting, is much braver a cry than she normally does. Like she is
Yeah.
trying to hold back, and I'm like, oh, poor you. And then she gets drugged and kidnapped again.
Yeah. It's a real problem for her.
Doctor gets back to the base of the TARDIS and he's like, where is she? And one of the Ood, just the ball lights up. Your princess is in another castle. and he has... He's like, what do you mean? Then he just balls him. Ood ball?
Ood ball.
Ood ball. You know what? One of my things about like, oh, this is the episodes where the money went.
Yeah.
They have an entire ship interior that's just used for these last few shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that entire thing was designed and built for like 4 or 5 shots in this scene.
Yeah, it is, right. I mean,
Money-
there's a lot of CGI even in this one too. Like
Oh, yeah.
Beast aside, I'm talking like the rocket, the black hole still.
The
Like
electrical
it's-
effects when they get zapped, the gun.
Yeah, I have a little note about that, so that's all right. A little bit of trivia.
What do you think of the Doctor's little podcast at the bottom when he wakes up? Because he's at the bottom of the pit. He wakes up. His
Oh yeah, when
helmet
he's like,
is-
Ida, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna.
yeah, he's like, I hope you can.
Are you there, Ida? It's me, the Doctor.
Yeah, is that a reference to a thing?
You know that? Are you there, God? It's me. Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, these Zelda ass faces at the bottom.
Yeah,
He just touches them. He's like, bing, bing.
I like the cave paintings. I think it's fun.
Though the cave paintings are fine. I
Yeah,
want the vases, the vases, vase.
I'm like, I don't understand why it has to be vases. I don't get the symbolism, but it's cool. It looks cool. I don't like how they look when they light up, though.
Do you know? They
Yeah.
kind of, do they flicker? I feel like they flicker.
They,
I'm
they kind of
remembering
like
wrong.
start glowing
Yeah.
a little bit.
Wow.
I don't like the way that
Wow.
looks, but that's fine. That's just a me
Helps
thing.
Then the Beast shows up. It's weird that he doesn't see the Beast straight away. I mean, how can you miss that, right?
The beast, by the way, chained him by its horns.
Yeah, that's a strange.
I'm
Does
like-
he, wait, does he still have access to his hands?
Well, the thing, so you know when they do the shot where you see like the Doctor like in scale with it, which by the way,
Yeah.
sick, right?
Great shot. Thumbnail shot.
Oh yeah,
Thumbnail this
insane.
week.
But
I'm pretty sure we decided that
yes,
a while ago.
yeah, we did.
We need to do the season 3 ones at some
No, we'll
point.
do that's fine. But yeah, so you see it there, and it kind of like pull it up actually.
The Beast shot.
Yeah, pull it up.
The Beast.
Because there's a part where it looks like it's somehow restrained, like at the waist as well.
Like
Yeah,
as an extra.
yeah. Because I'm like, the visual of it being chained in by the horns is so sick.
Let's have a look. Beast, where
Like
are
that goes
you?
hard.
That goes
But no,
hard.
just go a little bit before then.
Oh, this is where he's smashing
Like the
him.
reveal of the beast.
Oh no, he's chained up by his arms.
Yeah, like no, one sec. Just
Oh, it's like a
just
watery sort of.
Yeah, I don't like
effect
the
on
way
the
it
glow.
looks.
Okay.
Which
We're now
is
watching
just
in
a
real
very
time.
me thing, yeah. Okay, I feel like I gotta keep stalling while
Nice
it
little
gets to the
touch.
point.
Yeah, you gotta keep talking.
Yeah,
Dead
okay.
air. You don't want dead air.
It's
Look at his veins. Ew. Ew. His wormy ass elbows.
for the way around here. I can't see past the light. There, look.
He's
like-
chained by his legs too.
I didn't-
Oh, no, it's
oh.
not his waist. He's not got like goat legs though, which means there is something there, right?
Yeah, like it
Oh,
seems like it's a
awesome.
bit at the feet, as like kind of, and then he's got like the horn
So he's
chains on,
bowed,
which
he gets up.
and there's
He's got. So he hasn't got like.
because that arm's free, right?
Which one?
That one, that's like another
This one?
arm. No, the other one there.
That's not an arm.
Is it not?
No, look, he's got a chain here. He's chain.
That'll be the horn chain.
Wait, let's check. No, but it's kind of free, but it is still chained. Can you see the chain moving with it?
Oh yeah. Okay,
That's
cool.
a good claw. It's very dark, right? It's real dark. when it
I can
happens.
see this on your PC screen a lot better than I could see it on my TV actually. So.
Yeah, I watched it in here. So
Yeah.
look at his little hand in the dark. I say a little, but like, you don't need to go that hard.
No, the design of the beast, by the way. Let's talk about that.
Sick.
This is very, very cool.
This is.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
yeah.
chained by the wrists, and Toby's just doing his little giggles, and Rose's seatbelt buckled. So these are the little Einsteins all grown up.
Please get any shot that's not that on the screen right now.
We'll just
There we go. That's
Billy
better.
Piper. bit of
Yeah,
Rose.
the beast looks awesome. The beast is very, very cool, actually.
Yeah, he's actually the ideal man. So if
Yeah.
you don't look like the Beast, get shredding.
Sorry, boys.
Get shredding. I vote for a remake of this where they use Rob McElhenney when he's shredded in like season
With the duster on.
Yeah. When he comes in, he's like, "I want to reveal something to you all," and he like rips open the duster and he's shredded, and he's like, and they're like, "Okay,"
Yeah,
and he's like,
and.
I worked out, I got absolutely ripped, and they're like, "Okay, we don't care," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, never mind then."
That's how I feel sometimes when I'm like trying to trying to say a cool thing.
You're like, "Oh, never mind then."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is why I'm worried about having a book in people's hands where I'm like, I wrote a thing, I'm like, this part sounds cool. And I'm like, what if someone reads a bit of the book and is like,
The thing about
not
the
cool,
book is I
actually.
don't want to talk about it being in people's hands.
you felt it, it's here,
You can
it's
hold it with your
upstairs.
feet and nothing else.
That would be strange.
Imagine, like, Beast from X-Men. I'm just like, there.
No, because I've
just-
seen your feet, so I don't want them anywhere near
I
the
have
book.
the,
By the way, when did you stop shaving your toes?
recently.
Oh, choice. It's a choice.
I'm just naturally hairy, so
I'm
that's why
aware.
it looks worse.
I'm aware. You sorted that out.
No.
Still,
Yeah, man. I'm going full carpet, baby.
I need progress pics on that.
I wanna,
These are her legs. I'm sorry, you said full carpet, and I was like, no, I can't.
I wanna look like the office of a fucking 70s porn producer, man. I want my legs to be.
You want to look like the Carrie pelvises in the opening shot of Carrie.
I want my legs to be so fucking hairy that they're like a smoking hazard.
That
They're
when
a fire hazard.
when someone sees you and they get that stereotypical, it turns out
You
it's you
know-
making that noise
You know
because
when
you're
you buy
actually
like
a
a
feline.
sofa or a mattress and they have the like no smoking tag on it? I want to be able to walk around with one of them on my ankles.
But a cigarette in your mouth because edgy like that.
Yeah. Because it makes me look cool.
Yeah. Do you want me to cut the whole bit about you having hairy legs?
No, I'd leave it. It's fine. I do.
All right. It's fine. It's true.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
Who gives a shit? I'll shave them eventually. It's just not warm enough to have my legs out yet.
True women. No, I'm kidding. Do what you want with your body. It's yours. Who cares?
All right. So yeah.
Virgin sacrifice. Whoa. Sorry. I just as soon as I saw, because I know it's not right now, but as soon as I saw Toby in the ship, I was like, oh yeah, I remember the fact that he dies, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, virgin sacrifice. That's
Yeah.
a whole ritualistic thing.
Yeah,
Cool
it's a thing.
little.
The
Don't.
virgin.
We should stop doing that. Stop it. Stop taking the piss out because he's a virgin. It's fine. Some people don't do it. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I have nothing against actual virgins.
How dare you? No, I
Just
don't.
the ones possessed by the devil. So then we get another big doctor monologue.
We do
A big
yeah.
one.
This is
Big one, because it kind of goes over 2 scenes.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the beast can't respond literally, like at all.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the
Yeah.
one who's like, I accept that you exist?
Yeah, and
I don't
then
have to
and
accept
then
what you are,
he
but your
says,
physical existence, I'll give you
yeah.
that. I don't understand. That's just one sentence on its own. I'm like, yeah. I know I've said this a few times. Just when the Doctor doesn't know something, I'm like, yeah.
It's cool. I like it. Well, the thing is, I think the thing about the Doctor not knowing things is that, like, you keep doing all of these travels and adventures and stuff. And, apart from the ones where the Doctor has already been to this time or this place, I think it's fair to say that a lot of stuff he's doing for the first time on screen as we are seeing it, right?
Well, I mean...
Like, you may recognise some things from other stuff, but, like... For the most part, this is all relatively new to the Doctor, and I feel like that sort of, like he says, it's the reason the day I know everything, I'll stop traveling, right?
Yeah. But I feel like it all falls into that sort of, not like a continuity bit, but like a bit where it's like you just got to have to let things go. The idea that this is the first time that the Doctor has ever seen an Ood, but the Ood actually we find out are kind of common. They're kind of all over the place. Yeah. But then, like, well, why weren't there any, during... end of the world? It's like, who cares? Just leave it. It doesn't matter. But
although you could have totally done that with them being slaves there as well.
Oh yeah, you could have
like
popped
another
an Ood in
thing
there.
you could have shot in. But like, it's fine.
I love the Ood, man.
It's fine.
Sorry. So we talk about or we have done before, talking about the the Doctor doing a genocide, and talk about how Geordie just loves to murder. She's 13, just loves to murder.
She'll just start killing.
We have said that, but this Doctor is looking at a god and is like, I'm gonna tear you down today, boy.
Yeah, well, like I said before, same with how like Daleks and Cybermen and shit, they feel like they get a pass for insta murder because it's like they're the Daleks.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, this is the devil. Like, kill the devil.
Literally the devil. Kill the devil,
Kill
man.
the devil. And the thing is, the devil very much, because you know how people like to be like, oh, the devil was like God's favorite angel or whatever, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
This isn't that devil.
This is a bad man.
This is like
bad
just
devil.
Beastie boy.
I like that the Beast voice isn't like super scary.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it now. I'm like, you know what? The fact that, because if it's super scary, it feels like it's going more off fear. This Beast is going more off like messing with your head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. I like a lot about this, to be honest.
Yeah.
As well. Like, the design of it is awesome.
Oh yeah,
as well.
whoever
like,
was doing that.
Let's just get back down to it. It was inspired. Just give me a second to find it.
Okay. Until then, I will talk about. I will talk. What should I talk about in the meantime?
I don't know. Talk about the Doctor's monologue, because I have a thing to ask you.
What if I just read it?
About it? Okay, just read it then.
Okay, so you're imprisoned. You're imprisoned a long time ago. If I destroy your prison, your body is destroyed. Your mind with it. I'm going to cut all this, by the way. Have you found the thing?
Yeah, I found the thing. If you want to pull it up, apparently, Russell sent the guys over at the mill paintings by Simon Bisley.
Simon Bisley.
I'm pretty sure he worked on Slane.
Oh, comic book artist, it says. Okay, Simon Bisley. Shall I just put in Doctor Who?
Just
Doctor Who.
We'll put paintings.
Or paintings.
It said he sent over paintings.
Painting. Images.
As like inspirations.
Oh, let's.
Because as it says here, a comic artist known for his muscular grotesqueries.
Well, I mean the veins on the Beast, right?
Yeah.
These are all horned sort of, not devil people, but they're all like horned creatures, right? That one's busty. I see it. I mean, there's another horned thing.
Yeah.
With the big muscles and the veins and the proportions, great. It's all good. I love this.
This is no Rob Liefeld shit.
You don't like Rob Liefeld, huh?
No. Kind of looks like Spiral a little bit.
She. Anyways, just looking at art.
So anyway,
this is an audio thing. I'm just looking at art.
So anyway, at the end of the Doctor's little monologue,
which I hate, by the way.
Do you? On the whole, do you not like it?
I think the Doctor being like, if there's anything I believe in, it's her.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm like, shut up, man.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
You are over 900 years old. You do not put your life in the hands of a 21-year-old girl.
Yeah.
That's not what you do.
Also, imagine if
imagine
if he was like, there's one thing I believe in, and he was like, it's science.
I believe in a thing called love, and he just like whips out an electric guitar. It's like, touching you, and then the devil just starts like bopping along, but he's chained up.
That's what Peter Capaldi would do.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
He'd whip out his leg extra time, and he'd play Clara. He'd be like, boom, 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 boom.
Fuck off, actually. All right. So.
Just went in. Sorry, I didn't.
So anyway.
I feel like I misread that.
Yeah, I don't like that at
Yeah, it's
all.
a lot of just like blind faith. I'm like, what has she proven? She is like, I will say she's strong-willed.
Because he has the whole thing where it's like, if I destroy your prison, then, you know, there's consequences and I would have to sacrifice Rose and stuff.
Yes.
And he says, this implies in the big grand scheme of gods and devils that she's just a victim. But I've seen a lot of this universe. I've seen fake gods and bad gods and demigods and would-be gods. And out of all of that, out of that whole pantheon, if I believe in one thing, I believe in her.
Ugh.
And
it's the one bit I'm like, ugh.
It's all great up until that part. But there is a good part on the rocket, right? Yeah, on the rocket, Rose is like, but it doesn't make sense. Like, why did we escape?
Yes.
And then everyone else is kind of like, bitch, we did. Like, forget about it.
It's
and
fine.
She's like, no, actually.
Well, that's. I think that I don't know, because it's like, if you believe in one thing, it's her. Rose does put a lot of the dots together in this episode. I will say that.
Yeah, she does.
But before this, she doesn't always. She does sometimes, and like sometimes she's.
I think Rose's intelligence, not like in terms of like actual intelligence, but sort of
how
like
she's written.
Yeah, her ability to like comprehend space things is very inconsistent.
Books on magic. Get a book on magic.
Which
again, she isn't. I'm going to defend that line again. They're dealing with the devil. A book on magic would not be so.
Not be so absurd in this situation.
No, not at all. So Rose and Zach, Danny, and Toby are all on the ship, right?
Yeah. And then Toby just breathes fire.
He does.
He just fucking breathes fire, man.
My note just says, Toby breathing fire is me when I salt my chips.
When you gotta eat them fucking oily chips from the pub.
Oh, that was horrible that one time. That was only the once.
Didn't make any smarter though, did it?
What?
Didn't make any smarter though, did it?
Yes.
What's 25 times 798? See?
No, I know it.
Alright, what is it then?
It's a number.
Oh.
You got like a little bit intrigued there. You were like, oh, he's got this.
It's a letter, actually.
What?
I was just being a dick,
You can't even write.
I've written a book, actually.
And whose fault is that?
Oh, fuck off.
You notice how I didn't say whose idea? It's a fault. It's a problem. It's me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the
what?
problem.
The thing is, you say that the worst part is you went, let's write a book, and we all went, yeah, okay.
That's true. You guys should not let me have ideas often.
No one fought you on that.
No,
Absolutely no one fought you on that.
I was like, let's do a short story.
What are we
you guys are all like, yeah.
What are we going to do for this project? Write a book? Yeah, all right, yeah, cool.
How come not? I imagined it was one of those things where all of you had reservations, but none of you wanted to be the one to say it.
I also think it was a case of no one could come up with anything better.
That's true.
Well, because the option was do a podcast, right? And it's like, we're not going to do a fucking podcast.
Why would we?
Stupid
idea.
I would hate to do a podcast.
And then what? Put it out there for people.
Yeah.
What would you do after you've recorded it?
Half of the group does podcasts. But we're not going to do a
That's
podcast.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's half of the group. There's 3 of us.
Yeah, man.
6 total. That's numbers.
Do you know what's funny is that
numbers.
no one knows what we're talking about, so it just sounds like we have a secret third guest who we just don't let speak.
Actually, by the time this comes out, it'll be available online.
The book?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to link it.
Imagine.
Don't worry.
I'm not going to... don't like it that bad.
Yeah. Rose does the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, she does, right?
How stupid is that? Does she shoot the glass and let Toby go?
Let's be real. It's a bad situation. No, me neither. It's a bad situation with like bad choices, right? Like there's no good option here. She does the best that she can. However, oh my god, more faith in that seatbelt than I have in myself.
Sorry, I just got like in your brain. There's a little image of a thing.
What was the image of the thing?
Hi, I'm Sean Evans from First We Feast, and today we're out doing the Hot Ones challenge. And then it cuts, and it's just Toby on the other side, full of markings with his little red contact lenses, and he has the Beast's voice, and he's like, "You do very good research here, Sean Evans." Like Sean Evans the whole time is sweating, not because of the spicy, just because he's terrified.
Like doing the last dab, and he's like, "I am rage, I am fire."
And Sean Evans is like, this camera, let us know what you have going on in your life. And he's like, damnation. God, the Hot Ones challenge. Anyways, Rose kills Toby. Rose does a murder.
Oh shit!
Rose murders.
Actually, yeah, she does, right?
Rose has done a murder now. A murder.
That never ever comes up again.
No.
No.
Doctor, like, do you want to do a trade? I'll give you Ida for Rose. And then he gets there and he's like, where's Toby? I assume he would just guess that Toby died with everyone else.
Well, I imagine...
Does he not know that Toby was connected to the Beast at all, other than that first hint from the first episode, because he's been separated from the
I
group?
imagine he gets filled in on it, right?
Oh,
Like,
Rose will
they'll
tell
probably
him.
tell him, but like...
Rose is like, he slipped. He fell.
He fell.
And the doctor's like, he can't have just fallen. And then she looks at Ida and she's like, you see how that sounds, Ida? You see how that's...
Just fell. Just fell, did he? All right. Fell into a black hole. All right, yeah, cool.
Like, dispute in this one little ship. Like, you're like, you must have killed Toby. I thought you killed the doctor. All right, now we're even.
Do you know what gets me? About this. Sorry, I've set up for the wrong thing. Let me try again. Do you think that after all is said and done, like, you know, later, because the thing is, this is like a silly little science fiction show that I think too deeply into.
Yeah, I was taking this too seriously.
Yeah. But like, eventually, when Rose is like chilling after all of these adventures,
yeah.
I mean, I imagine you would inevitably have some kind of like nightmare, right? You would freak out.
I do that watching like regular things.
Like, do you think that, you know, one night she like wakes up screaming or something, and then Jackie's like, "Oh fuck, are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just thinking about that time that there was a man possessed by the devil and he started breathing fire, so I had to throw him into a black hole to save everyone.
Jesus.
And now I'd killed him." And Jackie's like,
cup of tea.
"Yeah, I was like, fuck it, you beat me. You beat me by this much."
Cup of tea, Rose. Sort
Yeah.
you out with a cup of tea.
He's like, "Hey, tea, 2 sugars." Is that
Tea,
all
2
right,
sugars.
Rose? And she's like, "God, that's just what the other Jackie drank."
The other what? Never mind. I haven't seen Mickey in a while. Shut up! Shut up, man!
She goes, "Do you fancy chips?" She's like, "Ah, chips."
Do you know what shot really, like, also cuts me a little too deep?
What?
The shot of the Ood coming back to themselves, and one of them in the corner just sort of looks up. Like, it's so sad. I can try and pull it up, but oh my, it kills me every time.
Well, that's when eventually when the doctor says, right, that he couldn't save the Ood, and
I
I'm
can
like,
only do one trip
yeah,
to the planet, and he chooses
It
to go to
is
the planet's
sad.
surface rather than
it is very sad actually.
shows the planet going into the black hole. This little shot, that one that like, I hate it.
Go back.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
do it again.
Don't know why that's funny. But yeah, the
See it
planet
aga-
is getting
see it
sucked into
again.
the black hole. Just this little shot of like that one looking up, being like,
my
this is it. And I like,
actually,
I noticed it, and I'm like, these guys, because they didn't, again, like the Ood just don't do anything wrong, right?
go
They're
back.
just-
It looks like one of them's praying.
they might be. The Ood are very like a spiritual thing, right? I mean, put
Like
them in the
before
religious
it cuts
episode
to
and then
the
have
other
them
two.
holding. He's holding the other's arm, holding onto his buddy.
Oh, that one's like grabbing its head.
They just look scared, and they're not like a super expressive. Are you crying?
No.
Like look at all these guys just being worried.
I
Yes.
hate that actually. I hate that so much.
I'm not gonna go back to that because I don't like the effect it's having on you.
No.
As a friend, I'm not here to make you cry. As much as some of my jokes sometimes may seem like it.
That's. Oh, that's no.
You're gonna get it tattooed on you now.
Yeah. Ooh. Talk about anything else, please.
Time Lords invented black holes.
Time Lords invented black holes.
Is a thing that we learn here. Oh, by the way, everyone's fine. Except for Toby.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about, by the way, before Rose shoots out the window, she takes the gun and then she goes, "Go to hell," and then she shoots it.
Don't like that. It's like, it's one of those things that is in a script and you're like, well, I have to write this line. It's like, actually you didn't. Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're sort of, you know, you sort of close the episode off, you find out that he goes, Time Lords practically invented black holes. In fact, they did. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay. I like the Doctor and Rose's little reuniting smile and hug. That's nice.
There's a part of this where they say the doctor's like, you know, "I've got Ida actually. Like, she's, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she's safe. I'll swap you for Rose." Imagine if they were like, "No, actually." They were like, "No, we want to keep her." It's not what I was gonna say. I just thought of that. But so they say that they're gonna do a swap.
Yeah, they're gonna trade.
And then it cuts to the Doctor and the Rose.
Here we go. See? What did I tell you?
It cuts to Doctor and Rose in the TARDIS.
Yes.
And then, because there's a point where the Doctor and Ida are talking, and then Ida's in the ship, and I'm like, did you do that midair? Did you swap midair? I think you should do that in the vacuum of space. That doesn't seem safe.
Why not?
Know,
look what happened to Toby.
Because then, so they're saying something, and Ida has a bit where she's like, oh, but like, you didn't tell me, like, who are you two? If I was a doctor, I'd be like, you don't know Ida? Do you not know? You really don't know, do you? You don't know who we are? Oh, just like to be really bitter about it.
Who are you two? Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah,
pushing my wife down a hole.
I'm like, you pushed me into a pit. Fuck off. Fell. Right.
By the way, more than 30 feet.
Yep. Way more than 30 feet.
You were consumed by darkness. That's more than 30 feet, hun.
Yeah.
What are we? The stuff of legend. The stuff of legend.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Don't like that. Do you know what I actually...
Big for your britches.
And then the last shot of this episode, right? When they're in the rocket or whatever. And then Zach's just being like, final report. Like, Officer Tobias Z, deceased. Ood 1 Alpha 1, deceased. Ood 1 Alpha 1, Ood 1 Alpha 2 or whatever, deceased.
Yeah, he goes through every Ood.
Just goes through them all. And I'm like, God, imagine that trip home, man.
I'm okay with it as I touch to the episode. I'm like, this doesn't add or remove.
Oh
too
no,
much,
I'm just like, God, imagine how depressing it would be.
Oh, for like to receive it or to even compose
just to go through to be sat. You're like, say you're like Danny or Ida sat in the back seat, and no one's putting the tunes on that rocket ship ride home either. No one's like, pass me the aux chord. You're all just sitting and being like,
baby, how was I supposed to know? We just get some way more.
Put on a bit of Motley Crue and fucking shout with the devil, baby. So these people leave with just the worst PTSD.
Oh yeah, they're
it's just the worst PTSD you've ever
Going
seen.
to a lot of places to help themselves in the future. I love them. What do you think of this episode number? You gonna give it a number?
I don't know what to give it. It's high.
It's high. I think it's like a 4.5 verging on 5. Not in the sense of like a 5 as in it's perfect. You can show it to anyone.
I'll tell you what. I think that this is a 4, but I think the whole story is a 5.
I think the whole story is a 5. I was going to say that. Yeah.
Put together, they're both 4s, but on the whole, this is a 5. And the only reason that each part is not a 5 is because it's a 2-parter.
Yeah.
And
there are a few misuses of Rose in the first part that maybe drag that one down. But when you give her the other part to help really shine, I think
like I say, I know I've like ragged on it a bit, but
so much fun in these two.
Love them, absolutely love them.
And therein is my problem: is the stakes in this episode were so good and so high, and these next two drop the ball. So
I know
hard.
when it
not that they are bad episodes, but this. The season does this really cool build. You get like a really cool, awesome single story episodes. Then you get a 2-parter. I still think the Idiot Lantern is a fine single story episode just in and of itself. But these next two just are like, I think in terms of the relationship that you build across the season wide thing, you have this bad thing happen to Rose in the Idiot Lantern that gives the Doctor motive, and you go, oh, he really cares about her. This is cool. You see this properly in that episode a bit more, but. My God, if this season did not have these next 2 episodes, it would have been all build.
I don't even think the problem is having these 2 episodes. I think the problem is having them here.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's the order of them.
The thing is, the season starts, and I'm like, New Earth and Tooth and Claw are fun and silly and like lighthearted, just get you back into the swing of Doctor Who. I'm like, School Reunion and Girl in the Fireplace are a little bit more serious, but at the end of the day, they're still also fun standalone episodes, and like, that's that.
They do what they need to.
Yeah, then we get the first like 2-parter, and it like ramps up the stakes. I think, because like now Mickey's gone, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, the only thing that I think is a bit stakeless of that now that I'm thinking about it is like the parallel world of it all, and I'm like, okay, so this isn't the real one, so it's fine if something goes wrong actually.
Yeah. I mean, I think that...
That's my default setting, at least, for me, personally.
I'm fine with it, because there's no universe-ending danger.
Yes, yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh... It's like, we have to stop the Cyberman from destroying, like, this planet by taking over. It's not like there's a big asteroid and it's gonna kill us all. Because in that case, it's like, it's not great, but you can wipe it out and there's, no lasting effect.
I think the weird thing is having a 2-parter a single story, then another two-parters. Like, put in another one of these single stories. Yeah, they're not super strong, but imagine being like, oh, last week's episode was pretty weak, and then you get these two back to back, and it's like, whoa. And I think it would have to be Love and Monsters. Love and Monsters and Fear Her don't really do anything to lead into the Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, except for the last minute of Fear Her, where the Doctor goes, never say never ever, and looks up at the sky, and he's like, something's coming. And you're like, shut up. Be quiet.
Do you know what would have been better, actually? And I know that it would have been, like, not ideal to have a two-parter and a two-parter, but if this was before Doomsday...
Right? That's what I was saying. If you remove those two, or put them earlier in the season.
Yeah.
These two back to back would have been crazy.
It would have gone so hard.
My mind would have been blown as a kid. I'd have been like, what?
Right. When you eventually, got to see the whole thing.
This would have taken me 2 years to watch, even after seeing Rose leave.
Yeah.
Because I'd have gotten season 1 that Christmas, and then season 2 the Christmas after I've seen season 3. So I wouldn't have seen The Impossible Planet or Satan's Pit until I was about to be 8. Yeah, I was going to be like 8 years old. Anyways, do you have anything else for this? Just some trivia? Some little trivia bits?
Just some trivia, yeah. Okay, so...
Give it to me. Trivia.
This episode aired in the week 6/6/06.
That's good. That's in the week or like on the day?
I don't know if it was a day of, but like I think it was... You're going to check, aren't you?
I am going to check, yeah.
But yeah, that was like the week that it went out.
A super sad boy about it. Where can I just go in here and go like...
No, it was a Tuesday, right?
No, that was a Tuesday.
Oh, well,
Stupid and silly. Like, it's
fine.
still cool. It's just less cool now than it was a second ago. I'm sorry for stealing your trivia thunder.
Yep. Also, apparently the CGI for the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
They cut a scene from Doomsday.
Wow.
To do it.
They must have known the potential of this episode and how big and good it was to be like, hey, we're going to cut from the finale for you. Russell, who is showrunning, was like, we will cut from my episode for your episode.
Well, I mean, the thing is, right, like, this is one of them ones, because I'm like, sometimes things need to look good, and if you're like, oh, the devil.
Yeah, you can't really half-ass the devil, can you?
No, there was going to be a bit in Doomsday, apparently, with a Jathar sun glider.
Huh?
I'm trying to find some shit about it, but it was one of the ones that when they shoot down the Sycorax.
Oh yeah, the big Zappy. They were going to use that.
Jathar ship or whatever.
Oh,
apparently that was the like reverse engineered the weapon system.
Okay, yeah.
They say from that thing. But apparently there was some point where it doesn't say what they were going to do with it, but it said instead they take the lift, so I can only assume they were going to use it to like get up somewhere.
Okay.
Right. That was cut to do the Beast instead. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I don't give a fuck about like them being in a lift if the thing we get instead is the devil looking really cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'm like, as far as 2006 CGI,
holds up pretty
well.
bad.
It's not bad at all.
TV as well. TV CG is always worse. I still think that rope in the God Complex is worse than this.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, oh my god.
Also the Doctor's speech in the pit.
Yes.
Filmed in one take.
Wow.
Because there was 15 minutes left
of the day.
Yeah, to shoot that scene.
Oh, David Tennant.
So he did it in one take.
What a fucking
boil. He is.
Go on.
The stuff of legend.
He is.
Excellent segue, because that was the last scene Billie Piper filmed
of the show. Was this the last of the film?
Yeah,
block?
Doomsday was done.
Yeah, Doomsday was in the middle of the season, right?
Yeah, so this was the last scene that she filmed.
Okay, I like that line a lot more now. Like that little look that they give each other. Like, that's the last time you were on set with them. That's okay, no, lovely and little happy. Is that it?
That's that. That's what I've got.
Absolutely insane stuff. So next week, fucking. This is how I'm gonna feel over the next 2 weeks. Like, I don't hate Fear Her by any means, but I'm just like.
See, I don't like Fear Her. Because I don't fear her.
No, she's not scary.
I don't fear her at all.
You will. Anyways, we're DW Rewind everywhere. Let us know what you... Did you enjoy the two-parter? Did you? But did you, though?
You sure?
Maybe it was bad. Maybe it goes...
It wasn't, though.
No, it wasn't.
It
Objectively,
wasn't,
it's amazing. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Not to be like, I know better. But if you thought this episode was bad...
And we'll see you next week for Love and Monsters and
I guess.
the Electric Light Orchestra and Peter Kay.
Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't ain't a cloud in sight.
It's not raining. Everybody's in the way. I don't know what it says actually.
All right,
Goodbye.
bye.